Hello, my name is Danielle and this is Excalibur Books, and today we are doing a book haul. I don't think it's been that long since I did a book haul last, but I've got two big piles that are just sitting in front of my bookshelf, so I want to do this book haul so I can put them all away. But first we will do the two books I got from the library the other day, else I'll forget about them. Firstly, I also want to say that when I buy books when I haven't read them, I know literally nothing about them. I'll hear people talking about them and think, oh, that sounds good, I want to read that, but then I'll like instantly forget what it's about. So yeah, I can't really describe much about them. But the first one is Babysitter by Joyce Carol Oates, and I got this one because I think it's called Zombie by the same author, and I've heard loads of people love that one. I think it was called Night Gaunts, which was a short story collection, and just thought it was okay. This one is about a babysitter and it's set in the 70s. And I think it's like either a thriller or a horror. But look how many books she wrote, there's so many. I'm not interested in all of them, I don't think, but the ones that are like weird, lit fickle horror, I definitely want to get into. So I got this from the library because I'm not sure whether I'm going to like it. Also, sorry to butt in here, but you might be able to hear my fan in the background, but it is really hot, so sorry about that. Next one, I spoke about this before and I think it was in my fantasy bingo TBR, because I got this down for a prompt, and that is Sparks of Bright Matter. Now, I never heard about this before, saw it in the library. I literally just went the vibes of, I think it's like a witchy historical fiction. It's set in Georgian London. Yeah, so it's like a witchy historical fantasy set in Georgian London, and I think it's got like Irish myths and folklore in it, so that is what's drew me to this one. Okay, so this is not in any order from now. I'm just gonna start picking at this pile. So this one come from the Abominable Book Club box, and they've started doing special editions, which is so exciting because you don't get many like horror special editions, so I always love getting a horror special edition book. And this one is The Staircase in the Woods by Chuck Wendig. I am not sure if I've read anything from this author before, I don't think I have, but this is a completely redesigned cover, and look at these stenciled edges or printed edges. These are the end papers, and the naked book is amazing. Look, how good is this? I was really impressed with the I think this is one of the best special editions I have. Again, I don't know what this is about. I think they're in the middle of the forest and they find a mysterious staircase to nowhere, and that's all I really want to know going in. I don't want to know anything else. I think something like this, it's best to be surprised. I assume this is an adult. Excited for this one. And then again from the same book box is oh no, I completely got that wrong. That one was from Evernight, it wasn't from the Abominable Book Club. That one was from Maluma Crate's Evernight. This one is a special edition from the Abominable Book Club. That is The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. This is the stenciled edges on this one, and it is signed. That one is signed as well. I don't think the cover has anything. No, the cover's just plain. I'm a bit apprehensive about this one because I've read one Stephen Graham Jones before, and that was The Only Good Indians, and I really didn't like it. I think this one's a historical fiction about vampires though, so I am excited for that. It does seem up my alley. I just couldn't get on board with his writing style. It really, like, I struggled to get into it, so hopefully this one isn't the same. In an Abominable Book Club box, I also got Truly, Darkly, Deeply. I don't tend to read just random thrillers because I have too many books to read and I've been straying further away from thrillers, but I think I was interested in this one because I think it's about a serial killer, but I'm still not sure. I might just unhaul this one. I got this one from Vinted for I think £1, and that is Uncle Paul by Celia Fremlin, and don't know anything about this one. I think it's a mystery thriller. Sorry, my storage just got full, so I'm not sure where I was, but I was talking about Uncle Paul. And yeah, I think it's a mystery thriller set in the British seaside. I might be completely wrong. Yeah, in a seaside caravan. Okay, so they return to where the mysterious Uncle Paul was arrested for attempting to murder his first wife, and now he's been released from prison. So it might not be a mystery thriller, it might just be like a family drama. I'm hoping it's not, because I'm not sure if I'll like that. I've never read anything like that before, but I guess we will see. It says a master of suspense, so another Abominable Book Club special edition. The one before Buffalo Hunter was Senseless by Ronald Malfi. This has a printed edge on it and is again signed, and I didn't think I was that interested in this one. Oh yeah, this one's about a serial killer again, but I've heard that it's to do with vampires, which hopefully it is, because that'll make it a lot more interesting. It doesn't say anything about vampires though. Oh, it does say a woman who may or may not be completely human. Hopefully it is vampires. And then another vampire one I bought from Vinted, and it's I only got it for a few pounds, but it's the Goldsboro edition of Silver Under Nightfall by Rin Chipeko. I think it's the Goldsboro edition. Yeah, this one is signed as well. This one was a bargain on Vinted. Is this the one where it's about vampire hunters? Yes, a bounty hunter of rogue vampires. And I think he's actually half human, half vampire. I think that's what I've heard people say about this book. Again, I don't really want to know more than that. Yeah, I wanted to get into this series for a long time since it come out. When did it come out? I think it was a couple of years ago. Yeah, September 2022. We should have the full series out soon. I'm not sure if it's going to be a trilogy or maybe it's already completed. I'm not sure. Next, I got this off Vinted again, and that is The Black Witch by Laurie Frost, and this has got deckled edges, which is my favourite edge on books. A lot of people hate deckled edges, and this is part of a trilogy, I think. I can't remember what this is about. I can't remember if this is like an urban fantasy or a epic fantasy. It seems like an epic fantasy, and it's about our main character is going to university, so it seems like maybe a dark academia type fantasy, which I didn't actually know this was set in a university, so that makes me even more excited to read it. Next is Frontier by Grace Curtis. I got this one because I recently read, what is it called? The Floating Hotel? I think it's called Floating Hotel by this author, and gave it 5 stars. I think it's one of my favourite books of the year so far. And it's like a cozy sci-fi, which I haven't read before. This one's signed as well, and this one seems it's like the same type of genre. So it's set on Earth, this one, in the future. It sounds like it's like a space western, a sci-fi western, which is different. And one night a ship falls from the sky, bringing the planet's first visitor in over 300 years. Perfect for fans of Becky Chambers. I haven't read any Becky Chambers, but I do keep meaning to. But in the meantime, I can give this one a try. I can't remember where I got this one. I think it was at a car boot. I think I got this one at the car boot, and that's A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher. T. Kingfisher is becoming one of my favourite authors. I've read Nettle and Bone and something else, and I think I gave Nettle and Bone 5 stars. I wasn't too keen on the other one, but it was the story I wasn't keen on. I still loved the writing, because that one was like a portal fantasy, and I tend to like her horrors more. I don't know what this one's about. I don't really know what it is even after reading the synopsis. So I think our main character is visiting her family home and strange things start happening. But I'll give any book that T. Kingfisher writes at this point. And then we've got the next Stephen King book. I always pre-order Stephen King books. This is part of the Holly series, the ongoing like series, like spin-off books. I've read 2 books of the Mr. Mercedes trilogy so far. I still got a long way to go before I get to this book, but I just always pre-order them because I want to get the first editions. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that series so far, and I think I'll like all the future ones. I got this one off Amazon the other day. I like to buy a book off Amazon on payday, so I just picked this one. It is a indie horror book and it's called The Black Farm. I don't know where I heard about this one. I'm not sure if it's an extreme horror or not, but it says, panicked and horrified, he struggles to understand the twisted abominations and hellish world he's now trapped in. So yeah, I don't really want to know much more than that, but I do like getting indie copies of horror books. Next, I got this one from Vinted, and that's Darkly by Marisha Pessel. I read years and years ago, is it Night Film by Marisha Pessel? It was one of the first books I read when I was getting back into reading, and it's like a massive mixed media mystery book. And I love the mixed media aspect of it, and this one looks like it's got a little bit of mixed media in it as well, which I didn't know. Not loads like Night Film, but some like that. I do actually want to reread Night Film. I should do that some point soon. I think this is YA, which does make me a little bit hesitant, but I think it's about a games company that has laid dormant since the owner died, and then an ad for an internship appears and our main character goes for the job, I'm guessing. So I'm hoping it'll be like an escape room horror. Well, there's quite a bit of mixed media, so I'm excited to get to that now that I've seen that there's loads of mixed media in this. And these 2 I got from the Abominable Book Club box as well, and I'm not sure if I've showed them, but that is At Night I Become Loathsome by Eric LaRocca and Scuttler's Cove by David Barnett. This one's set in Cornwall, so yeah, it seems like a small Cornwall town horror, which I am excited for that. And this one, I heard Jan Agaton talk about this one recently, and it's got me quite nervous, for I don't think I'm going to like it that much, but I'll give it a try. It just seems like very sad and depressing, and it's not the type of story I like to read, but I'll try it. It's only short, so it shouldn't take me that long to read it. I got this book for 25p in the library sale, and that is Spellbook of the Lost and Found by Moira Fowley Doyle, which is like I think this is YA, so yeah, YA. I only read a couple of YAs a year, but this is like a witchy type of book. think it's set in our world, so it's not like an epic fantasy. I put this on my TBR years ago, but if I don't enjoy it, I only pay 25p for it, so it don't really matter. Next, I got this one from Amazon because they were doing it really cheap. It says £18 on it, but I only got it for about £2. That's Joust by Mercedes Lackey. And I've wanted to read a book by Mercedes Lackey for ages, but I couldn't find any like at a reasonable price. They're all quite expensive from what I could see, and this is a US imported book. She writes like epic, old school epic fantasies, I think. This one, is this set like, I think this is like an Egyptian type of fantasy, and it's got dragons in it. I might be wrong about that, I'm not sure, but the cover is beautiful, so I really wanted to get this one. I like the old style hardbacks. Yeah, this one's 2003, so I'd much rather get them than the new paperbacks. I got a Buffy book from the car boot. I think this is like number 40 something in the series, so I shouldn't really have got it yet, but I do want to read them all. All the Buffy books are going to take up a lot of room on my shelves, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. You don't come across them that often, so when I saw it I just had to get it. They do, that is like a standalone one, but I do want to read them in like chronological order anyway. I got sent this book by the publisher to promote on Instagram, and that's Legacy by Jim Chambers, and this is a thriller, but I was interested in it because it's set in a hotel in the French Alps. That's quite different from something I've read before, so I'm really excited to get to this one. And then lastly, I think, is The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but this is a murder mystery set in 1327, and I think it's like in a men's monastery, and it's like written really differently. I'm quite intimidated about it because the writing's really small, and I think it's going to be quite dense and hard to read. But if it gets too difficult, I'll just get the audiobook to help me. And I think this was originally published in Italy, and I think it's been translated and published in the UK, which I've never read an Italian book before, and I was drawn in by the cover firstly. Yeah, this was only 20p from the car boot, so I thought I'd take a chance. This is published in the 1970s, and we've got like a map of the monastery there. I am excited, but I am quite scared and intimidated by it. I feel like it's one of those ones that I'm either going to love it or hate it. But yes, that is all the books I've got to talk about today. I'll be back soon, I'm sure, with another book haul, probably in a few months' time. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.